we have a special guest today, Connor.
Yes, it's not me. Just to let people know, I am not the special guest.
You are absolutely not.
Here.
You are absolutely not the special guest. The special guest is Stefon Diggs, fantasy football royalty, NFL royalty. Stefon, one of the things I want to ask you here about is for Josh Allen, you and Josh Allen, from the moment you got there from Minnesota, you guys clearly had a connection. And we've seen all sorts of examples of the kind of connection you guys have on the field, off the field. You have a special handshake. But then I've noticed Josh has a special handshake with everyone. I've seen he's got one with Gabe and Isaiah and everything like that. Like, are you jealous? Are you like, yo, Josh?
Nah, I'm never jealous. You gotta know that we like a real team, like one of those teams that's like kind of like close knit, like the creativity and the fun part. That's how we keep it fun out there. We're so serious nine times out of 10 that we gotta have a couple moments of just like, all right, let's get back to that child's game. So I don't get jealous at all.
All right, well, that's good. That's good. And listen, because especially, by the way, you know you're getting yours. You're not worried about it. You know, when Josh is back there and he's looking around, where's Stefon? Where's Diggs? Where's my guy? So you know, you know that's happening. But I'm curious, Stefon, in this offseason, you've had such tremendous success since you've gotten to Buffalo. I mean, you've throughout your entire career, let's be clear, but especially since you've gotten to Buffalo, the connection you have with Josh is so special. You guys have taken to new heights. But I know you. I know you're never satisfied. I know the Bills aren't satisfied until you're hoisting the trophy. Are there any specific goals that you set for yourself personally this year? Anything that you and Josh worked on in the offseason? Talk to me about what your expectations are for this season.
Well, I spent a lot of time self-reflecting and, thinking about where I was as a player. I signed an extension this offseason. I was super excited about that. So it was definitely something in my mind that how am I going to take this next step? How am I going to continue to grow as a player and as a person? So for me, the main thing was really just discipline myself. Like when the offseason, I was getting up at 5 a.m., like 4:45, just to get a workout in early. And I kind of just started really committing myself to new challenges. Like I try to take up Spanish and I try to do different things, just small things to kind of just start with my consistency and my discipline, because I feel like it'll carry over. And then regarding like the off season with Josh, going into training camp, I've been with him. Well, we're going on our 100th year right now. So we spend so much time together. It feels like continuing to grow as a player with a quarterback that's special. I was lucky to be able to stay on my team. You know what I'm saying? Like I saw a lot of guys, a lot of guys got traded this offseason and they got new chapters. And I kind of went through that myself. And it was damn sure nerve-wracking a little bit, but I was excited and it ended up working out. So at this point, it was more so how can we get better? How can we get better at such a pivotal time, in a time that we need to win right now.
Which makes a ton of sense. Just a question, learning Spanish, can you now talk trash to a corner in 2 different languages?
I haven't reached that Kobe heights yet. Speaking another language somewhere in the Olympics. I haven't reached that yet, but hopefully sometime soon I can get some words out.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good if you just, as you're blown by some corner, you yell at them in 2 different languages.
Hasta luego.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. There you go. Absolutely.
Oh,
did we lose him?
We lost him. He said adios.
He did. He may have said adios. Well, hopefully we'll get him back there. But let's talk real quickly about what we expect, Connor, from this Bills offense. I mean, I think we all expect this to be one of the best, if not the best, offense in the NFL.
Absolutely. I mean, and it starts right at the quarterback position where they have a superstar talent, right, with Josh Allen, which I think our conversations are, how high can you take him? How high do you take him? And then you wonder, how many pieces of this offense can be significant fantasy contributors, right? That's one right there.
Sure.
He's the no-brainer. But when you look at Gabe Davis, I mean, he's somebody that should take big steps. We love what Dawson Knox can do at tight end in their backfield. So let me ask you, Matthew, it's simple as this. Where are we willing to take Josh Allen? Because there is a perceived gap between him and then the tier of Mahomes, Herbert, and Lamar.
There is. Look, and I'm probably not going to wind up with Josh Allen. Listen, if you're in a super flex league, you're in a 2-quarterback league, Josh Allen is the 101.
Yeah.
If you're in a dynasty super flex league, Josh Allen is the 101. But I think in a standard redraft league where you're only playing 1 quarterback, as much as I love Josh Allen, I think there's a number of guys. we were in a draft last night, me and some of the show staff here, and I wound up with Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
I'm good. I'm good with Lamar Jackson. Alexa sniped me on Jalen Hurts.
He was not happy.
I was not happy. Yeah. Alexa will hear
chat
about
was
it.
Flying.
Yeah, 100%. But my point is that as great as Josh Allen is, like, I think there are a handful of quarterbacks that maybe not as good as Josh, but will Mahomes, Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, obviously. So he's currently going 22nd overall into the second on Yahoo. That's too high for me. I'm at 41st overall. So into the third, fourth round. I don't even mind taking a quarterback to the fifth round. If you're in a 10-team league, you shouldn't be taking him till the fifth. So I don't think you want to wait too long on quarterbacks this year. I do think you want an elite option, but I'm not willing to take Josh Allen in the second round in a league in where you're only starting one quarterback.
Yeah, I'm starting to gravitate that way as well. All the other quarterbacks really come off the board starting in the fourth is their average ADP where it begins. Talk about Mahomes, talk about Herbert, talk about Lamar. But let's stick with
those guys. But Yahoo's going 22nd overall. That's what's crazy. I mean,
the gap is massive.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I don't think, as much as we love Josh Allen, I don't think there's that massive a gap between him and Herbert, him and Mahomes, him and Hurts and Jackson and Kyler. So here we go. But I do think, who's sort of being underrated here, and it's not just because he showed up on our show, and wasn't driving, safety first. Yep. We appreciate that for Stefon. Is that Stefon Diggs is currently going like 12th overall, and I think he's somebody that you could, if you drafted him anywhere starting from the middle of the first round on, I think you're fine with. The thing that's crazy about Stefon Diggs, so 9.6 targets game last year was 7th among wide receivers, but he led the NFL in end zone targets last year. He actually got unlucky with a touchdown, despite the fact that Stefon Diggs, was one of the best wide receivers in fantasy, wide receiver 9 on a points per game basis. He actually left some meat on the bone.
Meat on the bone. Yep, exactly.
Yeah,
shout out to Applebee's.
And with Emmanuel Sanders and Cole Beasley out, I don't want to say but like less experienced wide receivers. We've got Gabe Davis. We've got Isaiah McKenzie taking a step up. They added Crowder in the offseason. But Stefon Diggs might get an even bigger target share. I'm told that technical issues are we've solved them, and we have Stefon Diggs back. There he is. Stefon.
Thanks, bud.
Appreciate you. No, appreciate you. We listen, you're a busy man. The season's about ready to start. We can't wait to see you Thursday night, the season opener in LA against the Rams right here on NBC. So we're excited to see that. I know everyone is. But I'm curious, Stefon, as you've been going through training camp and the OTAs, we're curious.
Yeah, I mean, Stefon, we know what you can do. We know what Josh Allen can do, but there's a lot of new faces in Buffalo. Who is a player or two, it could be from offense or defense, that you think is poised for a breakout season up there?
Von Miller.
Oh, well, we know about him. Yeah, that's a new face that should wreak havoc.
New face. I don't know that he's a breakout, Stefon. I think we're aware how good Von is.
He's on everybody's radar, but I think right now he's playing at such a high level, and people don't really even realize how much of a high level he's playing on. Considering how we've been seeing him day in and day out, I think he's probably the best he's ever looked, if not better. And then we got some other guys, Tim, signing in Tim. He's a difference maker on the defense. We got the guys that stepping into new roles like Isaiah McKenzie and Gabe Davis. I feel like we got a plethora of people. And then we got a little bit of James Cook throwing in there on that offense. It's Jamison Crowder on that offense. It's a lot. It was hard to make this team. I think this team was one of the most hardest as far as like depth wise to even make. So I think we're in for a lot of surprises. These new faces, they came in and they fit the mold. Those were those puzzle pieces that I feel like we needed just to add some sprinkles on top for sure.
Well, Stefon, I know you're here joining us because you and your brother Trayvon joined Saks as chief ball officers. Obviously, of course, Saks, famous for its patented ballpark pouch, hammock-shaped compartment built into every pair of underwear to deliver friction-free support below the belt. So we appreciate Saks for making you available to us. What I would like to do, go ahead.
Underwear, by the way. I don't know what kind of underwear you wear, but I'm gonna see if they can get a package out to you guys.
Yeah, send it to me. I could use it. My guys, they photoshopped me and Connor into a pair of them. I don't know if you can see this. We said this is what we look like. We look pretty good in pairs of Saks, I have to tell you. So, like that's I'm gonna put that picture on Tinder. Yeah.
I'll never wear anything else.
Christian Mingle.
Yeah. So hopefully, Stefon, will maybe your people get it to us here. I have a question for you. So, we deal in fantasy football. You're a real-life NFL player. You don't have to deal with fantasy football. But because you're such a good player, you have inspired a number of fantasy football team names named after you, people that have drafted you on their fantasy teams. So I wanted to read you some Stefon Diggs-inspired names, and you just sort of give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, react to some of these, if you can, real quick for us. All right. Diggs in a blanket.
That's a thumbs up. That's a thumbs up.
Can you Diggs it?
I don't know. I kind of heard that too much. Just a little bit. It's all right.
It's a little played out. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Stefon the Gas.
Not bad. That's not bad.
Right?
I can get thumbs up.
Yeah. Dig Newtons.
Not a fan because I don't like it.
I know. They put it on my sheet. I'm like, even as I'm reading it, I'm like, he's not going to like this one. Getting diggy with it.
It could have been better.
Yeah, it could have been better. All right. Stefon, I feel like Diggs in a blanket and Stefon the Gas are the winners there.
But those are pluses. I think I'll hang those up somewhere in the house.
I appreciate that. I have one last question for you, and then we'll let you go because we know a lot of people want to talk to you. But for the young kids out there.
He's asking for me.
Yeah, for young kids like Connor here and the other kids that are watching, and those that dream of one day being a chief ball officer, what advice can you give the young kids, to follow on that path, and maybe when you're ready to hang them up, that they could take over?
My advice, you gotta continue to grow and continue to work as a person, because it can't just anybody be a chief ball officer. You gotta have some level of expertise and not only that, some confidence. As you can see guys dropping the ball and stuff like that, keep breathing confidence in those guys, because one day they'll grow up and be big and strong and can achieve all their dreams like their mom told them.
Well, listen, no one knows about the importance of balls more than a wide receiver. So, Stefon, listen, we appreciate you joining us. Have a great season, man. Good luck to you and the Bills. Like I said, we can't wait to see you Thursday night against the Rams on Thursday Night Football here. Sunday Night Football, I should say, on Thursday night in L.A. against the Rams here on NBC. So, appreciate you, and good luck with everything this season.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you guys. And thank you again for your patience and the inconvenience. I'm going to make sure I get those underwears out to you.
Good. All right, there
Thanks,
you go.
Stefon. Appreciate it.
I'm excited, man. Appreciate you. All right. Thank you, Stefon. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBC Sports and Rotoworld.com. Just want to thank you so much for watching what you just watched, or at least being too lazy to click out of it after the autoplay just kept it going. So either way, thank you so much for just letting it scroll by your screen. And now I'd like to ask you respectfully, please subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel for the latest NFL news, fantasy headlines from Rotoworld, and betting analysis from NBC Sports Edge.